The season flew by and we found ourselves at the wildcard round of the playoffs very quickly. We are in for some great marquee matchups in the first round that have some major implications for the futures of some of these teams. So let's skip the intro as everyone already knows the matchups, and let's dive into it. However, before we get started, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Bo Nix leads the Denver Broncos to their first playoff appearance since they last won the Super Bowl, ending an 8-year playoff drought. Despite being doubted by myself and many others, the Broncos have clinched their ticket to the postseason with a very great year. Headed by their elite defense with PS2 and their edge rushers alongside rookie phenom Bo Nix, they look to make some noise. Sean Payton has also done a great job to revive this franchise in his second year in Denver. The Broncos are definitely heading the right direction in a new era of football as they face the Bills led by Josh Allen. As good as the Broncos have been, the Bills are a true elite Super Bowl contender. Josh Allen has been playing at an MVP historic level the entire season, and this is the most balanced offense in the entire league. While the Broncos defense has been elite, it'll be hard for them to stop and shut down all the weapons Buffalo offers. Whether it be the trio of their running backs on the ground, or Kincaid, Knox, Shakir, etc., it might be hard for them to handle. Adding the Bills will be at home, and they still have that sting of last year ringing among the franchise. The Broncos season ends with this game. While the Broncos certainly have a shot, I don't think the Bills lose this game. The Broncos' future is very bright, but they will get better after this season, heading into next year looking like a strong playoff threat, but unfortunately they ran into the Bills. The next matchup we have is Chargers vs Texans. Jim Harbaugh in his first season has completely turned around the culture of the Chargers. Justin Herbert finally has a competent coach, and it shows as he has played some of the best football of his entire career, while also helping lead the Chargers to wins. The most surprising part about this team has to be their defense, as they have been elite the entire year. Thanks to Jim Harbaugh and his staff, they really have turned around the Chargers for the better. On the other side, the Texans didn't have the season they expected. Whether that be through poor performance or unfortunate injuries, they didn't have the dominant season we all expected. Despite that, they still found themselves in the 4th seed, clinching the AFC South. Their offense has progressively gotten worse as the season went on, and their defense has been decent. Due to that, CJ Stroud has had a bit of a sophomore slump as their offense, and especially their offensive line, has broken down. This will be another close game and a very exciting one to watch, but I have to pick the Chargers due to their momentum they have heading to the playoffs. I think Herbert gets his first career playoff win against the Texans. Next, we have the third matchup between the divisional rivals with the Ravens and the Steelers. The AFC North battles are always intense and fun to watch. The Steelers have owned the Ravens over the Lamar Jackson era. They always have close and entertaining games. The Steelers continue their streak of winning seasons with an up-and-down season. For a period of time, they had the 1 seed in the AFC. Justin Fields and Russell Wilson both shared time to be the starting quarterback, and they played well for the most part. And Tomlin continues to solidify his case as maybe the best floor-raising coach of all time. However, looking on the other side, the Ravens are on fire right now. Lamar Jackson is playing the best ball of his entire career with a historic season, and is tied with Josh Allen for the MVP right now, and the Ravens' offense has been clicking on all cylinders. The Steelers' defense will always be good, however their secondary does have some holes to expose. And on top of that, their offense has been struggling as of late, while the Ravens' defense has been playing incredible. I have the Ravens starting the playoffs with a win over their divisional rival, as they look to be an elite Super Bowl contender. Next, we have the Vikings and Rams. This is a rematch from early on in the season, as the Rams handed the Vikings their first loss of the year. The Vikings just came off a tough loss against the Lions for the 1 seed in the NFC. They kept it close until Gibbs decided he had enough and went supersonic mode. Despite that, throughout the entire year, the Vikings have been an elite team with a great defense. Sam Darnold has been playing very well also. On the other hand, the Rams have quietly had a great mid-season turnaround. They not only clinched their division, but they also have a great young defense. Stafford has been playing great as well, and their offense has been great all season. Outside of the Chiefs, they are the most experienced playoff team when it comes to coaching and quarterback. I think this will be an absolute shootout and a high-scoring game to watch. However, I will pick the Rams to beat the Vikings in an upset. The Vikings have a great team and defense, however last week, the confidence in Sam Darnold is plummeting. On top of that, McVay and the Rams have so much more experience, and I trust Stafford a lot more in the playoffs as well. Lastly, the Rams have the momentum heading into this game, while the Vikings do not. In the next game, we have the Packers vs Eagles in a Week 1 rematch from Brazil. The Eagles have not had Jalen Hurts for a while as been out on concussion protocol, and on the flip side, the Packers have been dealing with major injuries to Christian Watson, Jair Alexander, and maybe even Jordan Love. A couple weeks ago, this matchup looked like it was going to be the best game of the wildcard round. However, after injuries and the lack of momentum from both teams, it doesn't look that good. The Packers have had a very up-and-down year, finishing with 11-6 record, and somehow finishing 3rd in their own division. And the Eagles commanded their division for most of the year and have been dominant for stretches of the regular season. Both these teams have an elite season despite battling injuries, and on top of that, their newly signed running back has made incredible impacts on their year. Logically, the pick would be the Eagles, as the Packers don't have good momentum and are injury-riddled, and are going to be playing on the road. However, I am a Packers fan, and I will pick them. The last game of the wildcard round is the Commanders vs. the Buccaneers, a matchup that will be a very high-scoring game. Offensive Rookie of the Year Jaden Daniels has led the Commanders to great success and has proven to be a franchise quarterback for years to come. The Commanders' offense has also been very efficient and fun to watch. Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury have been a great pairing for Washington. On the other side, the Bucs are a great team as well. Baker is playing the best ball of his entire career and their offense has been humming all season. Mike Evans and Bucky Irving have also had great seasons. However, their defense for both of these teams has been less than ideal. Both teams have suspect defenses and this will be such a great game to watch due to the amount of points scored. I will pick the Bucs to win though because they have more experience and I trust their defense a little bit more. This will be such a great game to watch and ultimately the Commander season ends here. Similar to the Broncos, heading into next season they will be in contention to make a deep postseason run. To conclude, I have the Bills over Broncos, the Chargers over Texans, the Ravens over Steelers, the Rams over the Vikings, the Packers over the Eagles, and the Bucs over the Commanders. I'm hoping to get at least half of these right, and this will be a very entertaining playoff football weekend. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe.